here we are going to see an awesome technique to make your image responsive like this, dynamic. So as you make your screen bigger or smaller, it's going to be dynamic. Not only that, wherever you load your image from, for example over here, you'll see that some of the images are this length, some of the images are small, some of the images are longer, like over here. So how to control their width so that they're loaded dynamically, and you can have the dynamic width of each of the images so that they don't look fixed or distorted the way that I have done over here. So let's go ahead and dive into the code. Now the code is relatively easy, few lines of code, but the idea could be a little complicated. Anyway, so over here you could do it any kind of widget. Mostly I would prefer a stateful widget. So over here I have a stateful widget, as you can see that, and then I have two variables, one for image width and whether the image has been loaded to know that. Now over here first I have a get image method, and this image method, what it does, it gets the image URL. So this should be an image URL, and then we call this get image size. Get image size is right over here, and it's very simple and small function. All it does is return the future. And how it does? Well, first we get the image URL, and then we create a completer. Completer we create to return a future, because loading image is an asynchronous operation, so you don't know when it will be completed. So that's why we need this one. We need because actually we want to get the size, for example height and width, or the aspect ratio of the image. So that's why we need a completer. Why? Let me tell you further. Because as you get the image object type, for example this is an image object we are getting based on our image URL. It could be an empty image. So we started to load it. We started to load the image. So we listen to the loading, and as the image has been completely loaded, we complete our future. So over here we say completer, the object that we created, completer.complete, and we pass the image object and its information, and then we return the future. So when you return the future, actually you are returning an image object, but this image object has more information than traditional network.image object. What do we have here? We have image width, as you can see that we get from over here, and image height. So because we have this both, so we can have aspect ratio. Now once you have aspect ratio, actually you are good to go. Since you have the aspect ratio, you can get your image width. Now of course you have to play with this value a little bit based on your needs. It could be different for every people, but in general you may set it for 100 to 350, because images are in general not smaller than that and not too bigger than that. But anyway, so once your image object that has the information of width and height ready, you can get the aspect ratio. As you see, we got the aspect ratio, and based on that we get image width, because that's what we need. And then we also tell the UI that okay, our image has been loaded. So this code is as simple as that, a few lines of code. Now once you have this piece of code over here, all you need to do within your build method, you also have to have default width, otherwise your screen will crash. So everywhere you want to use the dynamic width, in that place you also give default width. With this, your image would be there, but once the image has been loaded completely, it will replace with the dynamic width. So that's how it works. So if you want to learn more, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. Thank you.